Hi guys, FrostFangs here, back again, of course, with another Paladins video. I'm going to be playing some IO today. I'm going to be showing off my updated setups for 2023. This video is coming out right around the next update. It's probably going up the same day as it released. I'm recording it the day before, but everything about IO will be the same, even though there's a lot of other changes with like healers and obviously the new champion and stuff. This video will still be relevant for the talent. Going to go for the most popular one, Lifelink. It works the best for me and it's the one I'm the most comfortable with. Goddess's Blessing is fine though, and definitely an alternative. Sacrifice is a completely different thing. For the builds, like I said, they are a bit different, but they follow a similar sort of thing. We've got regen when we don't use the Moonlight. We've got regen near Luna. Now that Luna doesn't do anything with objectives, you might as well keep her close to you. We've got reset for being able to position her, extra health, a bit of extra healing. I used to run like movement speed as a build. I don't really think it's worth it at the moment unless you're in a specific team comp where you want the speed or you're like pre-made. This isn't really that good. Moonwalk is also fine, but there's not really space for it. Broken Daily, also level 1, was kind of nice, but this is kind of the most efficient way to run it. She just has so many goddamn good cards, it's kind of hard to pick and choose, and these are just my favorite ones and the most effective for me. The regen that you get with this is kind of crazy, although I do feel like Protectors and Sanctum of Faith shouldn't be cards. They should be in her base kit or even in her talents. I feel like the one that regens it on hits should be a card. Moonwalk is also, I think, fine, but these two are just like existing, gives you regen, and being near Luna I feel like should just be part of something else. Although I would say that IO's in a perfectly fine spot. She's had a bit of an identity crisis after they made Luna not interact with objectives. She could do with a few pushes in a few different directions, and yeah, she's just in a bit of a weird spot as a character, not so much as like a meta thing. Don't really know what they should do to her though. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments on that. What do you think should happen to IO? For the second build, it's the exact same thing, by the way, just with a bit of extra health and a bit less regen, but I don't go for that one as much. It's just if you're being pushed a lot. I really hope they don't make Luna able to interact with objectives again though, because that was a little bit too much. It is also just kind of a strange thing for me to talk about because I don't play that much IO. I used to play her a little bit, but these days I don't pick her up very often. I do really like the pirate skin though. That's got to be one of my favorites, but I used to see her all the goddamn time on my side or the enemy side, whereas these days I very rarely find myself up against or with an IO, and when I do, they do quite well. I don't feel like IO's in a bad spot like win rate wise or like gameplay wise, but she doesn't really have a crazy unique element or a specific reason why you'd grab her, and a lot of people still don't realize that Luna doesn't push objectives. I see people putting her on the point and just leaving her there all the time, which I don't think is the right way to play her. I feel like I went on a lot of tangents there, but Lifelink, with this sort of setup, you do just want to kind of keep your Luna close to you. You can't really throw her that far because we haven't increased it in the setup at all, but heal teammates, put her separately, or ideally stand near her, heal yourself, heal other people a little bit, and regen faster. Shouldn't place Luna in the spawn room because then she has to like actually move to where you reposition her to. I'm surprised you're even able to do it. I don't know why they didn't just not let you put her in the first place when you're starting off a game, but yeah. Treacherous Ground, Omnipresence, Predatory. Don't have a Mave here. Strix is on me. I'm just healing an R. We have a pretty crazy amount of actual healing output when we're starting off a game here and there's not that much Cauterize. I don't really know where to place myself. We'll heal the Anara. I should just ignore the Mave because she's not even a player here. I actually really do like her as a character, and I think her kit has got a hell of a lot of potential, but I'm just surprised they haven't done more stuff with her considering how popular I think she was as a character until she kind of dropped off when they changed stuff with Luna. Yeah, those of you guys that have been playing a ton of Paladins for like a really long time will get what I'm talking about. There goes the Strix. She's still in a really good spot, like I said, but I just think they could do some more things to differentiate her a little bit as a healer, even though again she does have some unique elements about her. Hopefully you get what I'm trying to get at here. Back to here going hard, but IO Luna, good overall. I like them a lot. I think they just are really solid as a sort of combo package that you get when you pick these two, but they could do a few things though without making her too much more powerful, because I don't know if she really needs a buff or anything. That would make her a lot more fun and a little bit maybe less repetitive to play. You can't really play damage IO, which is a thing that I've wanted for a really long time. I'm really paying more attention here. Kind of have to play her as a healer depending on how much you want to go around Luna. That changes a little bit, and that's sort of the setup I'm showing off here, the one that's really focused around Luna, but you can't really play her as a damage. You're just stuck to being a support, and you know, you can throw a couple shots every here and there, but you're not really outputting that much, and there's not really a way to play her as a damage. Even if you go for Sacrifice, which I see every now and again, try and output a lot that way and play really independently, but that doesn't work anywhere near as effectively as like a proper thought out, you know, damage version of IO would. Just gonna try and not die here. My positioning has been terrible this whole game. Yeah, I'm just dead. Here's a 4v5, by the way. We do not have a Mave. There goes the Eevee. We'll get some big heals on Tiberius. You have a lot of healing up, but even if you're healing somebody while they're Cauterized, it feels like you're getting some pretty beefy numbers, even with Lifelink, which reduces it by like, you know, 15 a tick. IO and obviously Luna, I'd say, are some of the easiest characters to do really well with healing wise. It's not that difficult to get a massive number at the end just by holding right click at people and throwing down your Luna and stuff. If you haven't played a lot of IO, I'd highly recommend that you give her a go, because I'd consider her one of my favorite supports, even though I don't play her that often, because she is so similar regardless of how much you try and, you know, tweak it. I'd play her a lot more if she was more playable as like a hybrid, because if you're in a game where you're sort of just playing as a solo support, you can't really carry. If your team's not doing damage, you just feel like you're watching the match unfold in front of you, which is the main reason I don't play just straight supports that much. Didn't go through the talents on their side, by the way. Tinkering and Authorized over the Moon, Luminary, and Window. Pretty standard sort of game here. I think if we had a Mave, this would be really quite even. Also, item-wise on IO, there's not really much you can do. You pretty much always grab the same thing. It comes back to some videos that I made recently, obviously talking about the different setups and stuff. There's a lot of variation when it comes to talents and, you know, builds and stuff. You've got quite a few things you can do, but they all play out very, very samey. What I'm trying to say. I'd like to see some more variation in that aspect. I don't know if that was a proper sentence, but there goes Generals. We're just going to jump around here a bit, maybe F back. I think I'm dead. I'm just trying to dodge the Eevee, but eventually I'm gone. This game's over, by the way. It's a 45, so I'm using this sort of time to make my commentary. Try to save the value there, but Chronos can be really nice, but overall you do end up grabbing just these two, and then the rest doesn't really make that big of a difference. Obviously items aren't that important on a lot of the characters, but with IO specifically, it feels like you just need 2 out of the 4 slots, just dancing around the pillar here. I would say though, she is a very satisfying character to actually play as a support. We're going to throw the barrack off. There we go. Nice. That actually kind of worked. I'm trying not to die. I thought I had my F up. Okay. Did we even kill Barrack? Is he still alive? What happened to him? I threw him off the ledge and I think he somehow got back on. I don't know if the wall is way closer than I remember on that side, but okay, to be honest with you, I don't even know if she should be changed. I think damage IO would be a fun thing to see, but healing wise, I don't really know if there's anything they should actually do, like gameplay wise, that would please most people. Don't even know if bringing the ability for Luna to like push objectives and stuff back would make her feel more fun, but it would make her feel more unique as sort of the objective healer, but it would definitely make her more strong gameplay wise. I don't think she really needs that. It'd probably put her win rate up and like her success rate way too high. It's going to be a 1-4 here though. Obviously, there's not much I can really say there, but stats wise, we healed for 115k and I wasn't even playing particularly well there, but yeah. IO does actually output a crap ton. When I was preparing for this, because I played a bunch of games with IO, I also went back on my channel to like videos from 2019 around the time that she released and looked at some of the videos I put out, and man, was it different. Not only Paladins obviously being quite a bit different because it's been like 3 years now since IO's release, even though that time's passed pretty quickly, but the way I present myself, just like the way I speak even, for some reason is really, really different. Obviously, I'm older now, and the way I look wasn't what surprised me, but the thing that did surprise me was just the way I sound. For some reason, my accent now is not really existent, and I used to sound significantly more British than I do now, and I just have like a really weird mix, amalgam accent of like nothing. I don't know if I could really pin it down to anything, but a lot of people think I'm American, which I guess says something, and sometimes even Australian and stuff like that, but yeah, I sound so much different now than I did 3 years ago, and the way I make my videos is still very similar because I still enjoy this sort of format, and my whole point, by the way, the Wheel of Dead Zone is giving me mad trouble here, is that IO is pretty much the exact same as she was 3 years ago. She plays a little bit differently. Paladins is massively different. The way I am feels very different, but the actual gameplay of IO with Luna is pretty much the same, other than the fact that she just doesn't push objectives, which is a pretty small but massive difference, if you get what I'm saying. Don't even know specifically why, but it just felt like a bit of a landmark video for me, just covering IO again, because it feels like it's been so long, because I haven't really had a reason to make a video on it. Now that I changed my setups a bit, it made sense, but even after the setup change, the regen being faster, playstyle being a bit different, it's still so similar to what it was 3 years ago. Maybe I feel kind of old. It's weird. Wasn't really sure if I was going to go on that tangent in this video, but I guess it kind of fits. We're halfway through the second goddamn game now. This has gone really, really quickly, to be honest. The only thing that's been annoying me is Wheel of Dead Zone. Other than that, Khan's been doing her own thing here. Mako with the ult shots on him. What am I doing? I don't know. We'll go run to the Azan, get rid of the Strix here, dead here to the Mako. But the main thing I want to say with all of this is thank you so much for watching. If you're this far into the video and you've been watching my stuff for a long time, I really do appreciate you. Not to get too all emotional, sort of, not really, but in this video, yeah, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Finished off our Haven here. Feel like we've output a lot of healing in this one, but probably not as much as the first game. Maybe I'm wrong though. We'll see right at the end. Heals there for the Tyra, heal for the Azan. Just crazy ticks with the Luna, plus your right click combined. The right click tick is just so quick. Gonna go for the ult, see if we can get somebody with that. Did we catch the Handro? I don't know, he died anyway. I just wanted to clear out that whole way because I thought they were going to all push in. Azan fighting the Mako, I think. Hello, Ceres. Just casually wandering through. Okay, going for veteran, because why not? I don't know if you really need extra health. I don't know what you really want to grab after Haven and Nimble. Like I said, it doesn't really matter that much, but extra health is kind of nice. Chronos can be kind of nice if you're getting your Luna cleared all the time, but other than that, if you're having to like constantly use your F to get away, but most of the time if you're popping your F and you're not out, getting the cooldown back fast isn't really going to save you, I don't think, too often. Like, we're just dead here to the Makoa, but I'd say pretty much all of them, other than Nimble and Haven, are just optional and situational. It depends on what you're up against and sort of the match that you're in. Shouts to our Strix, by the way. I think you called me out and I didn't mention that at the start of this game because Just a little bit too distracted by trying to make my commentary and stuff. We are doing a good job here though. I feel like I've shown off IO well today. One thing that I'd say is quite difficult with IO, at least for me, is just the positioning, because obviously you have to get line of sight, you have to kind of be near your Luna, but your Luna also has to kind of be near people to get the extra healing. You have to kind of place her around corners if you want to place her well and stuff. It's not too bad. It's definitely not a difficult healer to play, but I feel like for how easy of a character she is, she has a deceptively high sort of skill ceiling for support. I guess, like, you know, she feels kind of similar to Ray for me at least, but obviously they're still very, very different. IO is still a very unique support, but there's just a few things about her that are deceptively easy. That was a terrible explanation. I probably just cut myself off midway through, but there are the stats for the second one. 81k. We pretty much copied the Ceres there stats wise, and I'm fine with how we did. Pretty standard sort of match for her. That is pretty much it. This video will be going out the same day as the Nyx update. I'm recording it the day before, and I'll be playing obviously tomorrow, today when you're watching it, and then, you know, I'll be making videos on Nyx and stuff, so look out for those soon. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys all really, really soon. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and as always, stay frosty.